Mexican?
Oh, I'm a Mexican. Oh,
What you are, Filipino? What the f are you?
Now at 5, video of an off-duty Bay Area firefighter goes viral after making racist remarks to another driver. The fire department now apologizing and promising a full investigation.
This behavior is not representative of who we are or the department or our values we strive to embody every day.
That video has now been seen thousands of times out there on social media. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Meeback.
And I'm Betty Yu. Alameda County's fire chief is apologizing for that firefighter's actions and insisting it does not reflect the whole department.
KTVU's Jana Katsuyama joins us live tonight from Alameda County Fire Headquarters in Dublin with the very latest. Jana?
Well, the fire chief just sent me a long email about 15 minutes ago and says that he is committed to transparency in this. He says that that firefighter is on paid administrative leave pending this investigation, and it could result in discipline, even up to termination.
Come into the lane.
The 4-minute video captures the two drivers arguing just after their vehicles collided near Lodi. The driver seated, Vath Touch, says the other driver seen wearing an Alameda County Firefighters Union shirt accused him of going too slowly in the passing lane and then started making slurs.
that's good.
Yeah, good
the
for
cops
you.
are coming. It's okay.
Oh, the cops are definitely coming.
Oh, yeah, they're coming.
Come on, Mexican.
Okay. Okay, you racist.
Hope you have insurance. I doubt
I
you do.
Oh, I do.
Oh, I
Don't
doubt
worry
you do.
about it. Don't worry about
going
it.
to work some lawn job.
The firefighter continues pointing to his shirt.
Come on, Mexican.
Oh, I'm a Mexican. Oh,
What you are,
okay.
Filipino? What the f are you?
Filipino.
What are you?
Don't be racist.
What are you, bro?
Don't be racist.
What
I don't
are you?
care. It doesn't
I
matter.
ain't racist. I'm a firefighter.
On Monday, the Alameda County Fire Chief responded, saying the firefighter was off duty, but they are investigating.
I want to sincerely apologize on behalf of the firefighter and our department for his actions. What you saw in the video does not in any way reflect our dedication to integrity, professionalism, and community trust.
Touch says that this was a first. He's lived in Northern California for almost 40 years.
I see him from behind going in and out of traffic at speeds of probably 85 to 90 miles an hour.
The president of the Alameda County Firefighters Union, Local 55, also weighed in, saying they will cooperate with the investigation and, quote, "We are deeply troubled by the remarks made in the video. While the member involved was not on duty at the time of the incident, the comments made do not reflect the values we strive to uphold as a union."
He is a minority, and that doesn't change his right to be treated with respect and dignity.
Civil rights group CARE applauded the department for investigating the incident.
It's an opportunity for them to look at areas where they may need additional training.
Dr. Lisa Hill, a professor of criminal justice at Cal State East Bay, says tense situations can bring out unconscious bias.
Those are biases that we either don't want to acknowledge or we don't know that we have. And so in stressful situations, we start to spew out what comes to our mind.
And that driver, Touch, says that in addition to being shaken, he's also feeling some pain, is very worried about the consequences, not just of the words, but also of his health and being able to go back on his job.
And Jana, just double checking here, the firefighter is not on the clock during this investigation, right? He has been suspended?
He's been put on paid administrative leave, so he's still getting a paycheck, but he is not out there in the community. And they say that they're going to, try and get this investigation done, but they want to do it fairly.
Jana Katsuyama live tonight in Dublin. Jana, thank you for that.
Developing story tonight, and some people in one community are once again furious at its police department after video posted on social media shows an officer kicking a suspect who appears to be complying. Investigator Kelly Kennedy explains what happened and spoke with neighbors who witnessed this incident.
Sadly, this isn't new in Canton. There's been a lot of mistrust between the community and police after several controversial use of force incidents just this year. Now, we do have video of what happened, but we want to warn our viewers, it is disturbing.
I'm not playing.
Oh! Guns out, suited up, helmets on. I'm like, damn, you would have thought they was looking for somebody.
Canton police were called to Morris Avenue Northeast Saturday night around 8:30 for a large fight. The incident happened in the parking lot of the Mahoning Manor Apartments. Amari Reese lives in the complex and saw the whole thing happen.
They was getting ready to go to a party, and then the cops pulled up so deep and so fast.
As you can see in the video, 21-year-old Jameer McElroy was on his knees with his hands up when police arrived. Suddenly, he's kicked to the ground by an officer.
I don't understand why the cop ran up and kicked him in his face, but it was uncalled for.
Police say several people ran and officers chased some of them. They say one suspect was carrying a gun and the chase was called off. Police say officers ordered the suspects to the ground and they appeared to comply. Police say one officer kicked a 21-year-old in the chest. Kimberly Bell also lives in the complex. She didn't see it happen, but said she saw the young men in the parking lot an hour earlier.
It's an old saying, never kick a man while he's down. And that's literally what this man did.
McElroy was charged with resisting arrest and obstructing official business. McElroy's attorney sent us a statement, which reads in part, "It should not be lost on anyone that after officers attacked him and hospitalized him, they issued charges which find no support in the video."
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Outraged members of the community showed up to the city council meeting Monday. The tension between the community and the police has been growing since Frank Tyson died in police custody in April. The coroner's office ruled his death a homicide. The two officers involved are on paid administrative leave. Another officer was fired after a video went viral in May of a police dog attacking a man who was already on the ground with his hands behind his back. Many in the community want to see the officer involved in this case held accountable.
He should be, just like anybody else.
Canton police arrested 3 people, including this 21-year-old. They said they found 2 pistols, marijuana, money, and scales. Canton police say the actions of this officer are currently under review. Reporting in Canton, I'm Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.
Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m., bright and early right here at home on the range. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. I really appreciate it. We have a lot of bad apples to get to, but there's such sickos today. So I really, really extra appreciate you hanging in there today. All right?
Tonight, North Carolina's Special Deputy Attorney General was charged with public indecency and intoxication. Court records confirm that Tory Dixon was arrested over the weekend in Raleigh. The warrants also say Dixon exposed himself on the corner of Glenwood Avenue and Blue Ridge Road. Dixon has been on administrative leave. He has been with the North Carolina Attorney General's office since 2009.
What an idiot. Okay, we got a lot of bad apples to get to, so let's get on with the show. Thanks for being here, folks.
Jesse, thank you. A Monroe County Sheriff's deputy is now in jail, charged with sexual battery. And as Fox 59's Russ McQuaid reports, the allegation stems from an incident that happened last week.
Jeffrey Freeman Jr. has been fired as a Monroe County Sheriff's deputy, but he's posted bond and been released from the Morgan County Jail after the revelations of these disturbing allegations. Investigators say Freeman was on duty in his patrol unit last Tuesday when the alleged assault happened. He's been charged with sexual battery, strangulation, official misconduct, and obstruction of justice. Freeman has patrolled Monroe County since March, and investigators say it was in that capacity that he assaulted a woman who needed a ride to her car.
There's been no connection other than this was a deputy doing a normal course of action, working with a member of the public, that there was no previous relationship, that he was simply doing a transportation detail, and then subsequently this incident happened.
The Indiana State Police is asking anyone who felt they had an unusual or uncomfortable interaction with Deputy Freeman, either here in Monroe County or during his previous 4 years as a Putnam County Sheriff's deputy, to give detectives a call. In Bloomington, Russ McQuaid.
A law enforcement officer under arrest charged with trying to have sex with a child.
One of the men arrested was an Alabama state trooper, Ryan Christian Rhodes. Officers say he resisted arrest. He has since resigned.
He was belligerent, and they had to forcefully take him into custody. It's not just the solicitation and the sex trafficking, the sextortion on these phones. It doesn't matter, your child's a boy or a girl, they all can be victimized.
A former Houston urban park ranger is back in jail this afternoon after allegedly violating his bond conditions. 33-year-old Joey Lamar Ellis was charged with official oppression earlier this summer for allegedly threatening to arrest people in city parks if they didn't take their clothes off and pay him money. Devon Roming joining us live from the Harris County Justice Center. Devon, what charges is Ellis facing now?
Well, Reka, Ellis is facing another official oppression charge as well as an enhanced sexual assault charge. Now, he was arrested again for allegedly violating his initial bond conditions, which prevented him from leaving the area after several people called in saying he was living in his native Louisiana. The defense says he went back to Louisiana because he lost his job here as a park ranger. Since his current arrest, the state says more victims have come forward, including one alleging Ellis told him to pay him or perform oral sex on him, or he would have his car towed in a park. Prosecutors say the victim allegedly ended up performing oral sex on Ellis, who is now facing an enhanced sexual assault charge resulting in a hate crime because prosecutors believe he's targeting his victims, who are all men, because of their sexual preferences. Meanwhile, Ellis's defense attorney says he denies all the allegations against him.
We're just so grateful for their bravery and their courage to come forward, because I can't imagine, I know it can't be easy, but because of them, he is back behind bars where he belongs.
I personally believe that everyone is innocent unless they are proven guilty, and that everyone is entitled to a strong and zealous advocated defense.
Now, Ellis has no prior criminal history, only traffic violations. The judge set his bond at $75,000 on the enhanced sexual assault charge and $60,000 on each of the 2 official oppression charges. Live in downtown Houston, Devon Rahming, KHOU 11 News.
Devon, thank you.
Troopers claim they faced retaliation for their participation in internal affairs investigations. Michigan State Police facing 14 lawsuits from 7 troopers who say they faced backlash after speaking out about misconduct at the Michigan State Police Flint Post. The officers claim their rights, including the First Amendment and Equal Protections Clause, were violated. Kevin Kelly, an attorney representing the troopers, speaking to TV5.
My group of individuals, in addition to Trooper Nielsen, all participated in reporting information during those internal affairs.
The allegations come after a promotion scandal last November involving the Flint Post. Former commanders Yvonne Brantley and former Flint Post Sergeant Jared Chiros are also named as defendants. Both are no longer employed by the Michigan State Police.
And we think that the state owes these officers for what they put them through.
The lawsuits also allege Kelly's clients were put on what's called a Brady-Giglio list. Kelly says the list comes from 2 U.S. Supreme Court cases in which prosecutors have to notify defense attorneys when an officer has been accused of lying or dishonesty.
Placement on that list is that virtually you can no longer work as a police officer or law enforcement officer in that area. A good deal of them got shifted over. Okay, well, you can't work in Genesee County. We'll let you work in Shiawassee County, which told me, if there was a legitimate concern that they lied, right, that concern it's not limited to the geography of Genesee County.
Kelly says the officers are seeking both monetary and emotional damages, totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What's the value to put somebody through that kind of fear? How am I going to provide for my family? What's going to happen with my career? Am I ever going to be able to be a law enforcement officer ever again? And you still don't know.
Kelly tells me the next step in this lawsuit is discovery. We'll keep you posted as this continues to progress. Reporting in Flint, Zano
Daisy officers Lieutenant Jake Elrod and Captain Eric Jenkins were put on paid leave less than 48 hours after being subpoenaed to testify to the internal investigation into Sergeant Jeremy Wright in front of criminal court judge Boyd Patterson. They remained on leave until they were fired on July 31st. Attorney J.D. Varnell is representing the 2 men. The 30-plus page lawsuit says their freedom of speech rights were violated alongside the department violating Tennessee state law. This includes the Public Protection Act that prohibits employers from terminating employees for refusing to participate in or remain silent about illegal activities and informing the DA's office about the investigation and testifying. The internal investigation ended in an unfounded complaint because the description from the victim did not match the image Wright provided Elrod, and neither victims would provide a formal statement to what happened. But Varnell says there should be records of this in Wright's personnel file. Varnell says her first goal is making sure the 2 men are taken care of, then address the issues inside the Soddy Daisy Police Department.
Despite being threatened and despite, their jobs and their livelihoods being threatened, still being called to do the right thing, this is what you hope that they would do.
The The lawsuit asks for a permanent injunction ordering Saudi Daisy to keep adequate records of internal investigations. City Manager Burton Johnson says, quote, "We believe their termination was justified."
Okay, folks, we have another hero that's been arrested. And how he became a household name was a couple of years back. He was the partner of this guy right here.
Be no federal charges in the death of an Overland Park teenager who was shot and killed by police during a welfare car. This happened more than 4 years ago. John Albers was just 17 years old. Well, this shooting has been the focus of a civil lawsuit and in the nationwide spotlight.
And, well, the civil rights lawsuit has been thrown out. The cops are all exonerated and everything. But here's what's going on with that guy today, all right? Overland Park police officer, he has resigned after being charged with battery against a child. Okay. The Overland police officer, Adam Vendetti, top right there, that's him hanging out with the investigators. We'll watch a little bit of this video here, you guys. That's him describing what happened when his partner blew that kid away. Okay, an Overland Park police officer resigned last week after being charged in Johnson County District Court with hurting a child. Adam M. Vendetti, 48, was charged with battery, which is a misdemeanor. According to the criminal complaint, Vendetti was charged on July 31st. The complaint lists 2 juveniles as witnesses, as well as Children's Mercy personnel and the Kansas Department of Children and Families. Oh, he went off on a kid, I guess, allegedly. Vendetti was the officer of the Overland Police Department from July 15th, 2015 until he resigned on August 12th. Okay, that's it. He's pleaded not guilty the next day. His attorney, Joshua Brunkhorst, said that he and Vendetti had no comment. Oh, no. There must be video. No comment needed, Mr. Brunkhorst. Okay. In January 2018, Vendetti was on the scene of a fatal shooting that took the life of John Albers. 17-year-old was shot and killed by former Officer Clayton Jennison, who resigned. Vendetti was interviewed by investigators about the incident. There's that footage. I think we're going to have to watch a little bit of that. It's interesting. Okay. That's what we have on Vendetti. So Vendetti, let's just get to know Vendetti a little bit by watching a little bit of this footage. But for now, we know he has resigned and he's been charged with battery against the child. Old Vendetti. Okay, and so this is what our hero and his partner were up against that day when they were being heroes. Okay? So according to the DOJ summary, John Albers posted on social media videos indicating he might harm himself, causing friends to call 911. After 2 police officers arrived at the residence, John Albers slowly backed out of the garage in a Honda Odyssey. Jennison, who didn't identify himself as a police officer, stepped out of the vehicle's way and fired 2 shots into the minivan. The minivan briefly paused, then picked up speed, reversed past the officer, and sharply spun around so that it was facing the street. The teenager then slowly backed toward the home. Jennison was to the side of the vehicle when he fired 11 shots into the car in about 3 seconds. Mag dump. The entire sequence of events took 14 seconds. Jennison struck John Albers 6 times, including in the head, neck, and upper torso. He died at the scene. Okay, so that's what happened. And now our hero that's in the news today, the guy that shot there, not the guy that shot the kid, but his partner. Let's do some body language. Let's find out about this guy. Yes, when faced with a van rolling backwards slowly, this is how this hero and his partner reacted. This is his play-by-play.
I don't know if John had any guns. I didn't know if he was firing back. At that point, it was just pure reflex. I'm just kind of jump out of the way of anything. Right. And then the van started rolling towards me, and that's when you see me like, just stop, John, stop, and and just run up, just trying to do whatever.
Okay, well, and again, we're going to be detailed on the interview, so you say do whatever. What is do whatever that you're talking about?
Just get to the vehicle. I mean, clearly we had shots fired, so this is not a normal response. My main thing was I saw the truck going towards the house, and that's you hear me asking Jason, is Goddard, like, are we in park? Are we in park? And then, I'm kind of like, there's blood everywhere, and the kids, I'm like standing like right at him, and I got my hands up on him, trying to just check for, I knew he was gone, but.
What part of the vehicle did you go to?
Driver's side.
Driver's side? Okay.
Yeah, the window was blown out. John was slumped forward. There was just blood everywhere. I saw visible GSWs on his upper torso. There was a lot of blood in his midsection. That's indicative of the reports that we said that we received from him stabbing himself. So I don't know what else would have been a result of the gunshots.
If you're seeing these wounds, how was he attired? But you were able to see these wounds?
He was bare-chested. He had no shirt.
Okay.
And I honestly couldn't. I think he was wearing maybe gray sweats, perhaps. I don't remember exactly. To be quite honest, I didn't even focus on that because my it was his torso that was hit. Blood was coming from his face. I saw a chunk taken out of his shoulder. He was done. I couldn't get. I checked for a carotid block.
Okay, so you checked for carotid. Is that what you? That's what you said?
Yeah. Once that was going on, I was like glove up, and we threw our gloves on, and even if you think you got to check, you got to try to do something to help this kid. And I know I got on the radio. It kind of happened so fast, and you're trying to multitask. Like you got the officer safety aspect, and then you got hit John's welfare, and then I'm also have a vehicle in motion that's inching towards the house, and I'm like, you're trying to condense.
Okay, that's enough. You got the officer safety aspect. You got John's welfare. Well, John has been blown away, and well, the officers were never in any danger, in my opinion. So, at least by the time this guy's talking and figuring things out. Anyways, he's charged. He's in trouble. All right. We're going to call it a day, folks. Okay, that's it for the day, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, I sure hope there's not a bunch of diddlers on tomorrow's show. All right. Anyways, can't we get some grand larceny going on? Some high-speed chase. We don't want any killings. We don't want any... All right. I don't know what we want. What do we expect out of a bunch of bad apples? Well, we'll find out tomorrow, okay? Thanks for being here, folks. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day, and we'll see you at 7:30 a.m. bright and early.